Hi there, this is Justin Krane, Certified Financial Planner Professional and founder of Krane Financial Solutions. Welcome to Money You Got This. So how can you really live? How? By uniting your business money, your personal money with your life and your business. Word up.
Krane Financial is an SEC-registered investment advisor. However, such registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and no inference to the contrary should be made. A copy of our current written disclosure statement discussing our advisory services and fees is available upon request. Information contained herein is for informational and illustrative purposes only, and general in nature. It should not be considered specific financial planning or investment advice, or a recommendation to buy or sell any type of securities or other investment products.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin Krane, host of Money You Got This. Super psyched to have you here today. This show is brought to you by Krane Financial Solutions. I'm Justin Krane. I'm a certified financial planner professional, and I offer investment management services and act as a fractional CFO to dentists and business owners. I'm the author of the book, Money You Got This. It's time, it's seriously time to merge your money with your life. You guys ready? All right, let's do this. I'm psyched you're listening to the show. I want to give you this free report, 3 things multimillionaires do to grow their wealth. Just go to coolmoneyshow.com to grab it. That's coolmoneyshow.com to grab it. Thanks. So today is a very, very special person. Her name is Vanessa Emerson. She is like everything having to do with speaking and marketing and creating a brand in the dental industry. And we're going to get into all of her good stuff, but let me just tell you a little bit about, actually, no, first, let's just start with Vanessa, how are you? Welcome. Glad you're here.
Hey, thanks. I'm really excited to be here. I'm doing great.
Cool. So listen here, everybody. This is just not no normal Vanessa Emerson. Let me just tell you about her. Top 25 women in dentistry in 2017 from Dental Products Report. She is one of the go-to people for speaking to the dental industry, marketing, creating a brand. She's like, so she's got that going, right? She works with meeting planners and dental speakers in terms of getting them more bookings. She's president of the Dental Speaker Company. She's founded the Dental Speakers Bureau, and she also has founded the Dental Speaker Institute. She's everything dentistry, like everything. So, and the dental organizations bring you in and book you to just talk about dentistry and everything going on there. So I'm really excited that you're here, but I want to ask you the first question, because it's speaking is hard and marketing is hard, but it doesn't mean it isn't lucrative. Why are you doing all of this? What's the story here?
Well, the story's behind me.
Okay.
My life vision ultimately revolves around multiple things, but one big thing for me is we're involved pretty heavily in cat rescue. We're in the Phoenix area. And so a big reason that motivates me, and I hop out of bed each day and keep going with my business, besides the fact that I'm passionate about speaking and dentistry and all that, but if we go past that into what drives us, cat rescue is it's my thing. I didn't set out for it to be that way, but it definitely turned out that way. But so I'm building a business that helps support my my habits. Some people buy boats or they buy season tickets for the football games.
Yeah.
We rescue cats.
How many cats have you rescued?
We're 8 years into this, and just within our development, we've helped 45 cats just within our home owners association here.
Wow. So you're using the success of your various organizations in dentistry to fund your cat habit.
Yeah, it's a habit for sure. Yes. And it's not a cheap one.
Wow. Do you have a non-for-profit for cats as well?
No, but I need to. I definitely need to. I would go GoFundMe page, but it's not the same.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe you'll start that.
I need to. I just need somebody to help me with the paperwork, and maybe you're the guy, Justin.
Paperwork, I'm okay with paperwork, but nonprofit 403B paperwork, I know enough to be dangerous, but not enough to make it happen. But I could probably find someone for you. But anyways,
you need to.
Let's talk just a little bit about speaking in general. A lot of people are the best kept secret out there, but they don't know how to get themselves out there to speak. Can you talk a little bit about that, what your view is of that, and why you think that's such a commonality?
I think that many dental professionals get to the point in their career where they have gained a lot of experience and knowledge and really are someone who could share significant information with the industry and be seen as an influencer, but they're challenged by how to get started. They go to meetings and see a lot of the same speakers we see at many meetings, and they sit there and wonder, could I do that? You know, how do I do that? And there really are just some simple steps on how to start getting that exposure. I mean, I don't mean to simplify it, say it's a simple journey, because it definitely requires some work and some investment and time, but it's a path well trodden. There have been multiple people who've made that move from dentist, hygienist, office manager, whatever the current position is, as someone who has a passion and a burning desire to share something, into being someone who can speak and consult and maybe provide online CE, or, you know, be seen as an influencer and a thought leader in dentistry.
So, but why do so many people like not want to speak? Because they know that they're good at something, but they just don't know how to do it. And like, because I think the conversation that happens with a lot of these people is like, oh, how do I start? I can't just reach out to someone. They're going to say no. I don't even know what I would talk about. But then like, if you like gave them like, okay, I'm busting it out. If you gave them like a few glasses of wine, I'm busting out the wine mic, people. This is my wine mic. If you gave people like 2 glasses of wine and be like, here's the stage, like stand-up comedy, they would just run with it, right? So I want more people out there speaking, just like boom, and not thinking twice about it. But then there's this whole mystique of, I don't know what I would say. Is anyone going to listen to me? Like, I don't have any good content. I'm kind of not like credible. What would you tell someone?
I would say that there are definitely ways to gain that confidence and to gain that experience. One of the things that helped me personally was getting coaching and to attend different workshops. When I got started, I just went to Toastmasters.
Yeah.
You know, so we've all heard of Toastmasters. It's a really easy choice to make, right? Because I think it's like $10 a month or something.
Sure.
And it's local, and there will be, if you're in a big city, there are a bunch of Toastmasters branches, or I don't know what the term would be, clubs, I guess would be the right term, within that city. If you are not near a big city, they do have virtual attendance now, where you can, just like Justin and I right now are using a Zoom to Zoom into our meeting. You can attend Toastmasters virtually. It's a great way to just put your toe in the water and see if you like it. I think it's really common for people to, you know, the fear of speaking is what we're talking about, right? Like, I feel like I have something I want to share, but we don't, what if somebody argues with me, or, you know, you start having all these little voices in your head. And one of the things that really helped me was to learn that it's just a conversation like we're having now. And if we can agree up front that there's more than one right way to do something, and, you know, if our audiences can agree with us, we're just brought in as an expert to speak and share our truth and our experience. And I think that takes the pressure off, so that you can then tap into that knowledge and that experience that you really are passionate about sharing.
You know, my energy just got so much better as soon as I heard you say that it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, people that like go on these dates, it's just lunch. Well, it's the same thing. It's just a conversation.
It really is. But as a speaker, I'll speak first, right? It's like, you guys get to speak after.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation.
Yeah, but I do a fair amount of speaking, and I always try to remind myself that, like, you know what? I'm just talking with these people. I'm just reading them. I'm trying to be present. The hardest challenge that I have is actually is being present with my content, yet reading the crowd and making sure I'm with them and I'm not talking to them. That's so hard for me. I'm getting better at it, but I got to come clean. It's hard.
Well, you know, there's help for that too. And, you know, to clarify, like, my area of expertise in dental is that we're like more from the marketing side, like how to get booked, like what materials do you need and how do you reach out to meeting planners. I don't personally coach on presentation skills or content development. There's some really great options for that, and I'd be happy to share with you a couple of those in dentistry and certainly beyond dentistry. And so that's where it goes back again to finding, I would suggest to someone who's wanting to get started, put your toe in the water at Toastmasters. And if you like it, if you feel like there might be something for you then sign up for a workshop with some of the dental speaker development experts that we have in the industry. Attend a workshop, maybe find someone that, not maybe, but find one of them that would really speak to you, that you like their style, you feel like you might want to work with them more, and then do some personal coaching as you develop your content. This is not something that happens overnight. As a speaker, I'm sure you've seen this too, Justin. For years, we continue to develop our content. And we start out by creating a presentation. We think we're going to speak on this, but then we kind of course correct as we realize what the market wants, or how we could go off and where you're smiling, like maybe you've had that experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it's really important to work with someone to invest in your career. If I think that your focus and the focus of your normal podcast is probably around earning and investing and financial topics, and I think there's a whole element about that around the business of speaking as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, I want to get into that. Is obviously, I view speaking as a lead gen. I mean, yes, you could get paid to speak, but the back end can be just as lucrative as getting paid. Let's first start off with just approaching a meeting planner or finding the right person to actually pitch yourself to. How do you just Google the meeting planner, and then once you have that, do you just email them cold? Do you want to do some research around their past conferences? Would it be better to get a direct introduction to the meeting planner from someone you know? How do you start the process of promoting yourself as a speaker and actually getting booked?
I think it's better to get ready and aim before you fire. I read that years ago, and it just popped into my head. Jane Atkinson is a speaker coach in like all industries. She has a great book, The Wealthy Speaker, and that was one of the things she talked about there. And what I'm thinking as you're talking about this is I think that's several steps down the road. The first thing would be for someone to determine, I really think it goes back to like me talking to you about cats. I think you have to determine like, what do you want for your life, so you can decide even, is this something I want to do as a business? And if so, develop a business strategy around that. So just to go a little bit deeper there are so many different kind of life vision exercises available. You just have to Google, right? A book that I think is really, really powerful is called Making Money is Killing Your Business. Chuck Blakeman.
I love Chuck.
I love Chuck too.
Chuck is like the new Steve Jobs for dentistry.
He's awesome. And I've worked with Chuck for years. He was my business coach for years. I read that, probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, he's going to be keynoter at our Jumpstart conference we're going to have in January that maybe we can talk about.
He is?
Yeah.
So you must know Krista.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're good people.
And Winston, her dog, That's how I connect with people, through their pets, right?
That's awesome.
But Chuck has a really great vision exercise in his Making Money is Killing Your Business, about a third of the way in. And that it spoke to me. I did it years ago, and I continue to kind of modify and tweak it, but I'm clear where I'm driving the bus. And then right after that, he walks you through a business strategy that spoke to me. And I've had that sitting here beside me on my desk, not something you put on the shelf, but it's really kind of a glorified to-do list. It's like breaking down your profit centers and deciding, how are you going to make money with this business? Mm-hmm. You mentioned speaking. Now, speaking is a marketing activity. I want for people to be able to earn an honorarium with that. We don't want to have to speak for free. But
you think people should get paid? You think when we pitch ourselves, we want to get paid something?
We want to get paid for something, but I don't think that we always have to be. And I think there's some speakers who would really have a different opinion about that. But I think there's this whole idea of, for the right opportunity, you can see it as more of what Mark LeBlanc, another great speaker development coach, would call a showcase, an opportunity for the right audience to be able to get out and show what you know. For instance, Justin, it would make a whole lot of sense for you to speak for a local study club for little or nothing, because you might want to bring in some local clients. And so there are opportunities, but you would want to have a profit center. for speaking and maybe one for consulting. Consulting can kind of, some people get kind of like, oh, I don't want to consult, like they shut it down right away. And I always encourage them to think broadly about what that could mean. It could be that you as a doctor who has specific experience in some area could maybe mentor, but that would be a paid mentorship. So it's not like a full year-long normal practice management consulting. You know, there's a lot of different ways to coach, mentor, train. We could just use these different terms that mean the similar thing, but without going too far down a rabbit hole, you establish the life vision, you make sure you have a business strategy and clearly defined profit centers so that then you can decide, well, now what do I want to speak on, right? You probably go into this thinking, you know, for me, I would talk about how to get booked as a speaker, how to develop your speaking business, because that's my area of expertise. It might be that the doctor has deep experience in, you know, dental implants, or maybe this is someone who has a lot of knowledge around OSHA and compliance issues. So that when they go into it, they get that vision in place, they get the strategy in place. But then now is the time to start thinking about, what do I want to speak about? Do I want to talk about OSHA, infection control, like instrument sterilization? Like, do I want to just talk about one part of that? You see where I'm going? You're going to want to decide what, if we think about speaking as a marketing activity, you're going to want to only create presentations that are going to shine a light on what you're trying to drive business, you know, toward your company. Which of those profit centers from this presentation, what would be the natural growth from that? What leads will that generate, and does it feed your profit centers? So I like to start with that end in mind, you know, before we ever start thinking about reaching out to a meeting planner. It's about deciding how are you going to niche, which is part of brand, but like really what do we get to know Justin for? When we think about Justin as a speaker, you know, what are those topic areas? And you're going to want to only choose topics that are going to send potential clients what direction you want them to go with your business.
So instead of ready, fire, aim, it's ready, aim, fire, and really think about what the end game is, and like what that call to action is, and what profit center actually serves that.
Yes. I mean, and that it's a lot, right? I mean, I find that a lot of times, this is where some people, they get hung up in the like, never getting ready to pull the trigger because I don't know this, I don't know that. I've been in the industry for almost 20 years now. And is it okay if I talk about my book?
We're getting there, but sure. Let's hear it.
Well, I speak on this circuit, and that actually evolved into this book that was going to be coming out soon on Amazon that really is, that speaks specifically to this idea of there are multiple considerations to understand and before you take that next step. And I think that's a great, it'll be a great resource that I'd be happy to just shoot off. And if anybody wanted to shoot me an email, info@thedentalspeaker.com, I'd be happy to share an electronic version of that.
What is the name of your book?
It's called So You Think You Want to Speak in Dentistry.
Very cool.
And it's really what we're talking about here, but just probably in a more organized fashion than my thoughts today.
Yeah, I know, but I think you're getting people to think about how they're going to go about doing it, what their topics are going to be, what the back end is.
That's for starters.
Can you talk a little bit about, you know, once we kind of know what that is, the smartest way to reach out to a meeting planner so that you can actually get booked?
Yes. And so the next step, once you decide your niche, is to create a course description or course descriptions. And I want to give a little side note here. Less is more.
I love that.
Sometimes people think, oh, I need to have multiple topics so that they'll hire me for something. Yeah. It actually works the opposite. We don't want to be a jack of all trades. We want to be someone who's specialized, like I say, a thought leader, a key opinion leader, an influencer in some specific area. Narrow that focus down. Create, I prefer to see 4 or less. If somebody has 1 or 2, that's even better. Course descriptions. Have a website. Because once you pick up a phone and call a meeting planner, they're going to, if they are interested, they're going to want to find you online. If they don't find you, then you probably don't
Yeah.
speak very often in their mind. You're going to want to have a web presence. You're going to want to have your speaker packet on there, because once you call that meeting planner, they're going to say, send me your speaker packet if they're interested. And it's not something that happens overnight. The creation of
I think, because I've been through this exercise. I've seen some speaker packets that don't look great, and I've seen some that look great. And I'm sorry, I got to just give you my 2 cents. The ones that look clean, polished, elegant, with good copy, even snarky copy, is much better than the pixelated images with way too much font. My brain starts to get confused, and I'm not even a meeting planner. So I love the less is more. I mean, that's what I've tried to put on my site. Is just really clean and polished and really easily understandable. Because if the meeting planner doesn't understand what you're going to talk about, how are they ever going to hire you?
Right. And that's where it doesn't just happen overnight, is because you need to have some time to work with the wording, the copy.
Yeah.
And the way to get started would be just to get it all out and get it into the computer, right? And then it's going to be a lot of words, and then you're going to massage it down until it's really crisp and clear. And I mean, there's certain things that you want to remember, like, it's not about us. We don't start with a bio, it's about them. And what is the pain point? What is the challenge that keeps the attendee up at night that you solve with this course? So you want to lead in with that pain, and then show how you resolve it, and a little bit about you in the course description, but then the bio comes after your course descriptions. There's a certain way that our learning objectives need to be written. We need to use measurable verbs to help our planners so that they can fully determine the CE value of the presentation. There's a big difference between illuminating and mastering a concept. So we need to use some descriptible measurable verbs.
That's huge.
Yeah. But it's not rocket science. You just need to know like what needs to be in there. And that we talked about that in the book. But that's really the next step, is to get that speaker packet created, then get a web presence. Anybody can purchase a hosting account and use a like a templated system to create a landing page. There's no reason not to have a website these days.
For sure.
And especially as a speaker, you need that. You need to look like you're doing this.
So let's talk a little bit about your annual conference that is getting better every year, and hopefully I'm going to be there.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, and then how is that fitting into your overall marketing plan to grow your company, or companies, I should say?
I think the three sectors of my business dovetail with the overarching brand is the dental speaker, because it all comes back to helping dental speakers grow their businesses. That's the bottom line of what we do. We started with the marketing company, which we'll always have, where we build the websites and speaker packets and all that. Our second thing was the bureau you mentioned earlier, which helps connect meeting planners and speakers with the speaker purchases a listing. It's a low-cost listing. It's a website that we market the heck out of to meeting planners, so it drives them there. What I found was missing in the industry that felt we had the connections and ability to resolve was what was the driving force or passion behind Dental Speaker Institute. So as opposed to like the marketing side, the bureau, which is the connecting for booking side, this is really about educating speakers. Mm-hmm. People who are 0 years experience all the way to 30 years experience. It's a master's program, similar to master's and fellowship elsewhere in our industry with clinical skills. We're developing an educational program, a master's program for the speaker who would like to earn a professional designation. So that's Dental Speaker Institute. Now, the reason I bring that up is because Dental Speaker Institute, this master's course, sponsors Jumpstart. So Jumpstart is not DSI, the Institute. They're two separate entities, but Jumpstart is really a meetings professionals meeting. It's for speakers, planners, and sponsors. Happens annually the first part of the year, thus the name Jumpstart. We get a good jumpstart on our year. And it'll be our third year in January. Here we are now about 5 months into the year. We already have 100 people in the room. Our goal is 200. Last year we sold out. I expect we'll sell out this year. So our third year in, I feel like we're really growing rapidly. At its core, we're about speaker education.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also, and there'll be 20 concurrent sessions to choose from.
Wow.
20.
Wow.
Plus that's half the time we're there for 3 days. The other half the time is main stage content with keynoters and panelists and, panels and just a wide range of education geared to the speaker, the planner, and the sponsor, and how we come together to shape our industry. But additionally, for the speaker, for someone who's listening and who already knows they're doing a little speaking, knows they might want to, we will have a speaking contest, and we will have multiple showcase opportunities. So basically, each morning, while the attendee speakers are out in these concurrent sessions learning, our planners and sponsors will hang back, and there'll be some showcase opportunities, a chance to be scouted by major meetings, all different size of meetings. We already have a commitment from 4 majors.
So let me ask you a question about keeping it all together. You've got 3 things going on, 3 different things. The summit that your Jumpstart is in January. You've got the Institute, the Speakers Bureau, and the Dental Speaker Overall, right?
Yeah, right.
How are you doing all of this? How are you keeping any sanity on top of the 45 cats that you've saved? How are you doing all this?
I want to clarify, those 45 are not all in my house.
Yes, they are. Everybody, they're right behind Vanessa right now. They're jumping everywhere. It's wild pandemonium behind her.
We didn't keep them all. With the team. The easy answer for that is there's no way I could do it all myself. But we have a team of 5 contractors, or 6 of us overall. I definitely have multiple coaches. And for me, it's interesting because right now I have 4 coaches I'm working with. Wow. And I had a call with one of them earlier today, and she's more like on the personal side, like life balance. And we were just talking about this today. And I think for me, I get up, I meditate. I make sure I work out, I eat right, and I am so passionate about what I'm doing with my business, as you probably can tell. Beside my family and the cats, my business is my life. I would do this if I wasn't getting paid. I love it that much, and I think that makes a difference.
That's super cool. That's great. So where can everyone go to learn more about all of the things we've talked about? What's the site that we can send people to?
Well, the one site that is the hub for it all is thedentalspeaker.com.
Thedentalspeaker.com.
Thedentalspeaker.com, real simple. Now there's, from there you can launch off to Dental Speaker Institute or the Bureau. We're, as of this moment, still getting our agenda finalized and trying to get that on the website. So the website doesn't reflect the new conference for the annual conference just yet, but it will here within a couple of weeks.
And then your book, people can just go to Amazon, or will there be a link on your site for the book when it's out?
Yes. As of today, I have a proof on its way to me, so I will have it out here within a week or 2. So by the time this goes live, I'm sure we'll have it online. I'll have a page on my website where you can get it. Yeah. Or and I'd be happy to share an electronic version. Like I said, that funny electronic. Having those electronic versions. If you wanted to shoot me an email, it would be a little responsive version you could put on your phone or whatever to read. But I'm happy to share it. That's a technique that I think many speakers employ. Is I don't intend to sell 10,000 of these, but I do intend to give away 10,000.
So I'm so with you, because when I wrote my book, Money You Got This, I actually started marketing it, Vanessa. I was like, I want to let everyone officially know this is not a bestseller, not on Amazon for 4 minutes on Tuesday afternoon at 3:15. It didn't hit any bestseller list. It's 0 bestseller. This book is going to help you. So I'm sending it to you. And that's I'm with you. Amen.
And there's so much around growing a speaking business from the business side that there's just no way we could talk about, right? We'd have to talk all day, and that's definitely one technique. And there's my book is not extensive, certainly not like yours. Yours is much thicker. Mine's like 55, 60 pages. But it's that next step. It's for those people who are like, how do I get started? This is how you get started.
I love it.
And then you reach out to me and we get on the phone, and I give away so much time every single week to people to just help them know what to do next. And that grows your business. I encourage all speakers to do that. I think that's really, that's how you get to know if it's a good fit. It's like dating before you get married.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Vanessa. Everybody either email Vanessa, we'll put her address in the show notes, go to her website, go to her conference. I'll probably be there. I'm jumping to Jumpstart, and it's been great to have you on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Have a question? Want to get in touch with us? Need some help and advice with your finances? Just go to coolmoneyshow.com and reach out to us. That's coolmoneyshow.com.
Krane Financial Solutions is an SEC-registered investment advisor. However, such registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and no inference to the contrary should be made. A copy of our current written disclosure statement discussing our advisory services and fees is available upon request. Information contained herein is for informational and illustrative purposes only and general in nature. It should not be considered specific financial planning or investment advice, or a recommendation to buy or sell any type of securities or other investment products. No investment decision should be made based solely on any information provided herein. We do not provide legal, accounting, or tax services. We recommend that all investors seek out the services of competent professionals in any of the aforementioned areas. Certain information provided has been obtained from third-party sources that we believe reliable. However, it's not been independently verified and is not guaranteed.